Hey, happy Sunday, everybody. Today is Sunday, February the 11th. And in case you hadn't already figured this out, this is not a live chat. We are doing this pre-recorded today because we have, sadly, a lot of funeral things to do this afternoon, and we need to be there for Alan and Casey. So I apologize that it's not live, but I'm sure the Facebook people are disappointed. You can still comment and I will see them. I might not see them for a couple of days, but I will see them and I will reply, I promise. The YouTube people right now are saying, hooray! We don't have to sit and listen to her say hello to everybody. So you can still say hello, everybody. You can still say hello to me, and I promise I'll respond within a day or two. But thanks for letting us do this pre-recorded. Again, it is Sunday, February the 11th, and this is not a live chat. This is a pre-recorded chat. Do comment. And if you're watching this on YouTube later, please also subscribe so that you can get these every single week. So this one should go really quick because it is not live and I'm not responding to everyone. First things first, last week, remember you can pick up your weekly when you go back to your meetings. So remember I had missed the week before that because I was in Las Vegas. So this week when I went, sure enough, there they were. The previous week's weekly were sitting there, and it was the think, feel, do. So you all had a homework assignment, and I expect you to answer here, even though you're not here live with me. I do expect you to answer. Did everybody do their homework? You can't do a thumbs up or a heart because we're not live, but you can raise your hand. You can say I did. So does everybody remember what your homework was? And I'm going to pause as if you're answering right now because when you're watching this later, you can't answer during my long, awkward pause. Okay, that was long enough. So the think, feel, do topic from the week before, your homework was to find a situation. Doesn't have to be a happy doesn't have to be a sad or an angry situation, although those seem to be the ones that trigger me, but just to find a situation where you think something, an emotion starts to come, you start to feel something, and then make a decision. Do you remember what I said to do? I know Cheryl was talking about it last week. I said, blow out the candle. So when you start to feel something, before you do anything, before you take an action, stop, deep breath, and blow out the candle before you do whatever it is that you were going to do. Happy situation, you might think, oh, this is a great celebration, and we're going to have a good time. I feel happy. What I'm going to do is have a piece of cake. Okay, if you plan for a piece of cake, that's great. But if not, stop, take a deep breath, blow it out, and think, okay, what should I do? So didn't matter what the situation was, happy, sad, angry, whatever. I wanted everybody to do that last week. So hopefully you did well on your assignment. And if anybody made last week's recipe was the Asian beef salad. Remember we talked about that and my printout didn't look so good. Yeah, if anybody made that, I want to know how it turned out because I didn't get a chance to make that this week. Okay, next thing. Well, first of all, if you're watching this on Facebook, great. If you're watching this on YouTube, or if you want to watch this on YouTube, it's just youtube.com and then search for If You Have an Egg. And if you want to learn more about what I'm talking about later, it's always on the blog. It's www.ifyouhaveanegg.com. And there's no one here to post that for the live chat. So somebody later while you're watching this, please feel free to post that in the comments and I will as well. Next thing, if you attend a physical meeting, so you actually go to a meeting, I don't think you can get these if you're online only, but if you attend a physical meeting, they have new 5-pound and 10-pound charms. And yes, YouTube people, I know that's backwards. But anyway, with the 5-pound charm, if you have lost your first 5 pounds and if you have not received the new one, so the new one actually comes, I'm sorry, that's a little hard to see with the light, but the new one, the new 5 and 10 actually come in this little cardboard holder now, for lack of a better term, instead of just taped to the front of something. So if you have already lost your first 5 pounds, you attend a physical meeting and you don't have this one yet, ask your leader to see if you can get one. My first 5 pounds was eons ago, but Gwen was still kind enough to let us have them. But it has, this is what I want you to get. This is the new ring. So the new ring, unfortunately, since we are not live, I didn't have to have my glasses, but I'll put them on to read this. The new ring says, you've got this. So it's a much better ring. The old one that we had, the very first one, completely fell apart. Then the second one that we got is more like a little nose ring thing, and it has the balls on the end. I lost one of those little balls, the first day. I don't even think I made it out of the parking lot before I lost one. So I've had mine on a little ring that you get like to do, like to put index cards or something on. It's just that little ring. So this one is a cool little ring like that. And it says, "You've got this," is imprinted on there. And then you get your first 5-pound charm. And you can see what the charm looks like. They also have new 10-pound charms. And Accountability Buddy Karen and I are all about the charms. So of course we snagged them. But that is the new 10-pound charm. Again, super cute. Can go on your ring. If you have other charms, like I have, I don't even know how many charms now, and I keep them on the outside of my purse so that if I'm getting ready to make a bad decision while I'm out, I can fondle my charms and, you know, maybe change my mind. So that's another think, feel, do. Okay, this week we're talking about eating out. So this week's weekly is called, it's Freestyle Enjoy Eating Out. How many of you, and again, this is driving me crazy, you can't do a thumbs up or a heart because we're not live, but how many of you eat out at least once a week because of necessity? So you have to eat out because of work, or kids run into soccer games or volleyball games, or football, whatever your kids do, or just, you know, circumstances at job, work, home, whatever, but you have to eat out at least once a week. So if you have to, again, you'll just have to raise your hand or you'll have to comment since we're not live here. Or how many of you eat out at least once a week just because you enjoy it? So I know our Weight Watchers leader, Gwen, they eat out every single Wednesday night, and they go to the same place every Wednesday night. They go to O'Charlie's here in Knoxville because it's Free Pie Wednesday. Gwen gets the exact same thing to eat every week. Her husband does too, and they get their free piece of pie, but it is planned into her week, and they go, and it's for an indulgence. It's to enjoy. Because so many people either have to or want to eat out, you know, Weight Watchers is doing another round of eating out. The last one that we did was, I believe, in July of last year. So in July of 2017, we had another, I think it was called Dining Out. And that was one of our chats for that week. So if you want to go back and watch that chat, you can use it as a resource. It gives a lot of some similar, but some different information for what I'm getting ready to give you tonight. So that chat, I believe, was in July of last year. I will post the link to it in the comments for this later. And it was on www.IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, and you can just search chat, or you can search Facebook, or I'll post the link later so that you can go back and visit that one too. That is one that is typed up, so you can print it out if you need it later. You can print out some of the information. Just know that any points values that are in that chat, that are in the chat from July, the dining out chat, those are done on smart points. So those are not freestyle smart points. So any of the values that I have on that chat, you might want to go back and check them to make sure that you are calculating those things in freestyle smart points and not the old smart points program. But again, all the, anything in there that I have done in smart points could have only either stayed the same or gone down. None of them went up, so that is good news. So even if you do count something under the old program, the points didn't go up. But anyway, just wanted to make that public service announcement. So enjoy eating out. If you didn't get your weekly, if you didn't attend your meeting yet and get your weekly, be sure and pick one of those up. If you're online only, or if you didn't get to attend and you want to go ahead and print it out from this last week, you can go online. You can go to WeightWatchers.com if you're an online member, or if you are doing e-tools, and you can always print these out as a PDF. But if you do attend a meeting, be sure and pick one up. Remember, they have places to write. They have activities. They always have a recipe. This week's recipe is cauliflower crust pizza with mozzarella and pepperoni. And I really, really, really want someone else to try that for me, because I don't know that I'm going to have time to make cauliflower crust, but I would love to know how it tastes. So I want somebody to try that one out for me. Okay, so this week, enjoy eating out. You have to be able to do this forever. If you're going to be successful on Weight Watchers, if you're going to be a successful lifetime member, and if you're going to live a long and happy life, you need to be able to enjoy yourself. So I think it's smart of Weight Watchers to focus on something that, especially for us Americans, and I know some of you all are not watching from the United States, also, go Team USA. The Olympics are on right now, and we are up to only 2 pitiful medals. We have 1 gold and 1 silver, and of course they haven't announced here what the silver medal was for, because they haven't shown it here yet. But congratulations to the very, very young winner of the gold medal. Anyway, go Team USA. But if you are watching in another country, I honestly have no idea in other countries and country specific how much eating out is an issue. I don't know if it's a little or a lot, but I know here in the United States, most everyone I know, whether it's through necessity or if it's just, you know, because they enjoy it, they're eating out, whether it's eating at a restaurant or a fast food establishment, or they're getting it and bringing it home, they are eating out multiple times a week, sometimes multiple times a day. And with things like, and I'm not trying to advertise for anybody, but with like Uber Eats and Bite Squad and things like that, and Panera to go, where they'll actually bring it to your house. I think that's, or workplace, I think this is going to just become a bigger and bigger and bigger issue. So I think it's really smart of Weight Watchers to address that. It's not going away. I don't see it going away anytime soon. I do not see a trend towards everyone going back to, or the majority of us going back to 3 home-cooked meals a day, although that would be nice. But anyway, I think this is a smart topic. So Weight Watchers, just a few reminders from your weekly. And by the way, if you attended a Weight Watchers meeting this week, or if you attended with us last week, then go ahead and give yourself a high five. Again, we can't do thumbs up or a heart because it's not live. So go ahead and give yourself a high five. And here, I'll give you your Bravo sticker for attending. Very good. So in the weekly, some of the things that Weight Watchers would like to point out, bank your rollovers. So if you are new to freestyle, or if you're still trying to get the hang of it, and there's a lot of people still trying to get the hang of it, you do get rollover points every day if you don't use all of your points. So if you're focusing a lot on 0-point foods, or you're making some other smart choices, you can bank up to 4 rollover points every day, starting with that first day. So you will not have any rollover points already your first day after weigh-in. So like my weigh-in is on Tuesday. So on Wednesdays, I don't have any rollover points because I've got a fresh, clean slate. But starting on Wednesday, if I don't use all my points, Wednesday I can roll over 4, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, whatever. And you can roll over up to, let's see, it's up to 20, I think. You can't roll over all 7 because, you can't roll over all 7 days because, now I'm trying to do the math on that. Anyway, you can't roll over all 7 days because the day of your weigh-in, you do not collect any. You're not collecting any rollover points. So it'd be 24 because it's 6 times 4. Duh. Okay, anyway, so if you want to save your rollover points, like if you know you're going somewhere, it's something you do every single Friday night, we go out and get pizza, or I'm going like tonight, after the funeral and celebration, and to be honest, we're Baptist, they're Lutheran, so we really don't know what's going to happen tonight, other than there will be a celebration of life that will last hours and hours and hours, and there is a meal following. So we're already planning for that, for how we're going to handle that meal. So whether it's something that you do every week, or it's a special occasion, once in a while, or even if it's a surprise, there are some things that you can do. So Weight Watchers in your weekly remind you, use your rollovers. So save, bank them. They call it banking your rollovers. So whatever you want to do to save those. If you're using eTools, it'll automatically bank them for you on your app. If you're not, on your paper and pencil, you're just gonna have to remember to count to roll over 4 points. Decide what you'd like to eat. Weight Watchers says, think about it before you go. So look in your app. Look in the books that we get the week 1. There's an eating out guide in your week 1 materials. Check with some other people. Absolutely nothing wrong with going on Weight Watchers Connect, or on Instagram or Facebook, in our Facebook group, and you can say, hey, I'm planning on going to X, Y, and Z. Never been there, or that's always been a struggle for me. What have you done that's helped you to be successful? So use those tools. They remind you again, even though I just said it, to check the Weight Watchers app. So the Weight Watchers app, and I would show you, except we're on my phone for this, but on the Weight Watchers app, when, again, either online or if you're a physical member using eTools, there, when you go to scroll to the very bottom, and it says restaurants, when you click on restaurants, you can either sort by smart points. So if you haven't decided where you're going to go and you've still got some time, you can sort it by smart points and then look and see, figure out somewhere that you want to go based on the smart points values. Or you can click on restaurants, and I don't know how many restaurants are in there, but there are quite a few. Only the smaller local places here are not on there. So surely to goodness you can find somewhere that you have near you, unless you're the viewer that we have that lives in the mountains of Turkey. Honey, I don't know what to tell you. You're just on your own. But you're probably getting a lot more exercise than the rest of us are anyway. So, but you can look at them that way. and then you can make a decision, on where you're going to go. Or if somebody's already chosen for you, you can at least look up that restaurant or something close, something to the the equivalent of it. So if they don't have the exact same place, there are so many restaurants listed in there that surely to goodness you could find something that's similar. Look up the points value for a food that's similar and at least track something. So tracking zero is not, just not tracking is not an option. So find something that's close and track it. Also lean on 0 point foods. They remind us in our weekly. So if you go somewhere that has some 0 point foods, or if you need to use some of those ahead of time, do go ahead and lean on those, so that if you all decide to share a dessert after, or something else is going to be, more points, that, you've got that to lean on. So leaning on your 0 smart point foods. And also pre-game your meal. If you can, whenever possible, go ahead, look it up, figure out what it is. We have pretty much the same, Friday night meal every week. So I already know how many points it's going to be. So I'll pre-plan it, pre-track it. And if you pre-track it, you're much more likely to go ahead and eat whatever you pre-tracked. I'm not going to pretend like 100% of the time that if I've pre-tracked something, I don't get there and go, ooh, that looks really good, or I know I've decided that's what I want. But pre-tracking, though, you're much more likely to choose what you originally were looking for or looking at, or to choose, an equally smart point friendly or whatever meal, instead of just going in and going berserk, because you've already got something either written down or you've got it in your tracker. Okay, a couple of other things you can do. Don't forget to bulk it up. So y'all know how much I like to talk about bulking it up. We've even done #bulk it up on a couple of the chats. So if you can take something with you, if we go to Starbucks or McDonald's and get a breakfast sandwich, I try to always either have a banana or a clementine with me. Their fruit, is expensive, and I don't normally buy it, but if I have an egg white delight from McDonald's, or the Starbucks egg white sandwich, or they've got those little sous vide eggs or whatever, I try to have something with me. Again, a banana, clementine, something that's sturdy in my purse, a little cup of applesauce, and the little half cups. I don't have any sitting around, or I'd show you, but the little half cups of applesauce with the lid, and a plastic spoon that's still in the plastic. Those are great things to have in your purse, or in your bag, or hopefully Casey soon will be using this in her diaper bag to carry with you, so that you can bulk things up. You can swap out a fruit cup at some of the places. Again, I was talking, saying they're a little bit on the more expensive side, but you can swap out a fruit cup. A lot of places, if the side that comes with it is either French fries, tater tots, something that's in higher points. Most places you can swap out for a fruit cup. Usually there's an extra charge, but you can, swap out. Don't forget, we did have, the chat that I mentioned earlier, the Eating 101 chat, and I believe I'm pretty sure it was in July of last year, so July of 2017. So if you go to IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, you can search Eating Out 101, or you can search chat, and should bring up a list of all of the chats that are on there. Or if you don't need the printable version, if you just want to skip to the YouTube version, you can go to YouTube.com and search If You Have an Egg, and then scroll down until you find the chat was called Eating Out 101. And it has a lot of ideas, and it has a lot of points on there. It also has a lot of surprising things. So even though it's on the old Smart Points program, you might want to go check it out, because I'm not going over all that again tonight. It has some really, kind of scary surprises, and I'm only going to talk about 2 of the scary surprises tonight. Another thing, and this is so weird because y'all are not here, so you're not talking, obviously. So I feel like I'm talking super fast. So if I am, sorry, because you can't tell me. Help decide if you can. So if there's any way that you can plan in the decision making, like if it's you that's choosing where you're going to go, awesome, because you can make some good decisions. If it's your spouse or your kids, you can still kind of, help lean them in in the direction that you want to go. Or by now, if you've been doing this for a while, they should know some places that you're, probably going to choose. If it's, let's say if you're eating out because it's a business party, or somebody's ordering in lunch at work, or you have a vendor that's bringing in lunch, and you literally have no control over it, you're just going to have to keep watching and do the best that you can do with the decisions, that you have available. But if you can decide, if you can help decide, like if you have a vendor come in, let's say that you work in a doctor's office and you have a vendor that comes in and constantly brings cookies or brownies. If you're the person who greets them at the door, perhaps you could suggest, Panera or something, lighter. You could suggest something that they bring in, or that they bring fruit with all of it, or parfaits or something, so that they bring those in instead of always bringing cookies and brownies. So, you can suggest things, because again, these people are coming in to gain your business, not to upset you, by bringing cookies and brownies. Okay, while you're there, a couple of things that you can do. Do be sure and drink plenty of water while you're there. I don't drink alcohol, so that isn't a problem for me, but if you do, try to find some things that are lighter. Sip them, don't just gulp them, sip them, carry them around for a little while, maybe have an alcoholic drink that's lighter in points, and then maybe have some seltzer water or something in between, but just a little something to, to break it up. Also, while you're eating, in between bites, set your fork down. So take a bite. While you're chewing it, you're going to chew it. You're not just swallowing it. Don't have your shovel ready. So don't stick in a bite, and before you've even started chewing it, have the next bite ready. Don't do that. Put it in your mouth, set your fork down, chew it like a human being, and swallow it. Then pick up your fork and pick up the next bite. It's going to help you enjoy your meal a little bit more, because you're not just wolfing it down. And it's going to take a little longer. You're going to feel full. Hopefully you're going to feel full faster, and you're not just going to feel like shoveling it in. Don't wear your buffet pants. So I don't have on pants today, but I'll do this. Don't wear your buffet pants. So don't wear the stretchy pants, the pants that aren't, snug at all, that the more you eat, the bigger they get. So you never actually physically feel that uncomfortable, fullness, because your pants are just keep getting bigger and bigger as much as you need them to be. So yeah, don't wear your buffet pants. Don't wear them to a buffet. Don't wear them to Grandma Jean's house. Don't wear them to, any of those situations. So always wear something that's more snug fitting, so that even if your tummy doesn't tell you that it's full, that maybe your clothes, will help you out with that. Save your rollovers and weeklies. We already talked about that from the weekly. So we talked about rollovers from the weekly, but you also have weeklies. So everybody has a bank of weeklies that you can use, that you can use every week. So if you want to, if you've got a big event coming up, or you want to have something special, or it's your favorite place and your favorite meal is over your daily points budget, you can save up your weeklies, or you can use some of those rollover points. They're yours to use, and they're yours to decide, how you want to use them. Don't make that your only meal. Don't you dare show up unless it's breakfast. Don't you dare show up, whether it's McDonald's or it's something small, and I keep saying McDonald's, whether it's something small or something big. Unless it's breakfast, don't you dare show up and have made that your only meal. You've got 0 point options all throughout the day. You need to get some protein in. If you show up and that's your only meal, like if you haven't had anything else to eat that day, or if you've only chosen 0 point, like vegetables or fruit, you're probably going to be hungry, and you're either going to make yourself miserable or you're going to go berserk. So be sure and have, something to eat before you go, and try to have some protein with it. So I think that's going to, keep you from going crazy. Okay, so I also made up a chart that I'll post with this later, and I didn't bring it over here with me, so I'm hoping that I can remember everything that's in it. You need to go ahead and realize, maybe even write down on a piece of paper, type it to yourself, send yourself a text message, put it in your notes on your phone, do something to remind you about some red light, yellow light, and green light things. So this was what I talked about in the description of this chat, was that you wouldn't, you wouldn't be driving your car and look up and say, oh, that's a red light. Forget it. I'm just going to skip it this time because, I don't really feel like stopping. Nobody else is stopping, which is hopefully not true. Nobody else is stopping. I don't feel like it. Everybody in the car is in a hurry. They're all with me. They're all looking at me. Are you going to stop? Or are you going to keep going? We're all ready to keep going. You wouldn't just say, forget it, and blow the red light and then decide, I'll do better next time. I'll stop at the red light next time, or I'll at least pause, or I'll at least do a California stop, where you roll up, don't stop, and then just keep going. You wouldn't do that. You wouldn't do that in your car. Even though you might be in a hurry, or the people in the car with you might be in a hurry, or people are waiting on you or whatever, you wouldn't do that. So you don't need to do that with your weight loss journey either. Yes, people might be with you. People might be watching you. If you don't make a big deal about it, most of the time, other people don't even notice. But you need to, if it's a red light, you need to stop. Stop. A red light could be a food. It could be a type of a restaurant, or it could be some keywords on a menu. So like a red light food for me is chips. So I try not to order anything that's going to have chips or bread with it at a to-go meal, or in a red light restaurant or red light type of food for me is Mexican. I love Mexican, and we would go all the time if we could, but I do not have the willpower to not eat the queso. I don't have the willpower to not eat half the basket of chips that they bring. I don't do it. I don't do well at a Mexican restaurant, so we try to only go every couple of months. And there's a really good one down the street from John's work, so we could go all the time if we wanted to. But try to limit that to just a handful of times a year, so that when we do go, I can enjoy myself, and I'm not sitting over there going, well, everybody else is eating a basket of chips, and I get 4 chips or 12 chips, or however many. My Weight Watchers leader, Gwen, on the other hand, does really well at Mexican restaurants. She counts out 12 chips onto her napkin, which I think is 4 smart points. She counts out 12 chips. She enjoys them with salsa, and she ends at 12 chips. I can't do that with chips. So that's a red light for me. Okay, when I say descriptions on food, so, and I'm sure I won't remember all of these, but they'll be on the list that'll be on here, and this list will be printable on the blog. It's www.IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, and you will be able to print this list, and it's a tall list like this, and it's green, yellow, and red. So and I know red's at the bottom, and I'm going to start with those. So red light words on a menu when you're eating out, or on a menu, or things that you want to watch out for. If it says scattered, smothered, or covered, A, you're at the wrong place, because pretty sure Waffle House doesn't have anything you need to be eating. But yeah, scattered means it's going to have other stuff with it. Smothered, guess what that means? It's smothered in something gravy, in their case. And covered means it's covered with something else. Red light words, those are red light words. If it says creamy, like a creamy sauce or an Alfredo sauce, anything that says creamy or Alfredo, run away. Just walk away. Don't choose that from the menu. If it says sweetened, if it just says sweetened, it's probably going to have it's going to be some kind of sugar base, or coated in sugar, or mixed in sugar, something like that. If it says let's see, what were the other red light words like? And I should have brought that list over here with me, but there are red light words, and I'll have that'll be on that list. So again, covered, smothered, things like that. Alfredo is a really bad one. If it says anything about oil, or if it says anything about butter, if it has the word butter or buttered in it, creamy, just imagine all these fat laden sauces that are going to be they're going to be on there. Stuffed is about loaded. Loaded's a bad one. Loaded means it's going to have cheese and full fat cheese and full fat sour cream and probably butter and and bacon, and even though I enjoy bacon, that much bacon is not great. So loaded or stuffed, it's most likely going to be stuffed with something that's going to be more points that than you want to have. Then the next section is yellow light things. So the yellow light words that I want you to look out for, and some of them, and that doesn't mean that you can't have them. It just means I need you to stop, look at them, read what it means. Read the description, or look it up on your e-tools, look it up on your tracker, or look it up in the eating out guide that you got the first week, or phone a friend. Stop and call somebody, get on social media and say, hey, do you know anything about this? That the yellow light words, I don't want you just to trust what the word says. And these yellow light words work for packaged foods as well as eating out. But it's things like sugar-free. Sugar-free might be fine, but if it says sugar-free, it could have extra fat or other things added to make up for that, the loss in the sugar flavor. Fat-free is the same way. If it says fat-free, still stop and look, because a lot of times fat-free foods are have other things hidden in them to make up for the lack of fat. So stop and look. Don't just assume. I didn't put this one on the list, but vegetarian. You would think vegetarian or vegan, sure. No problem. That's got to be healthy. Okay, so it probably is healthy, but it doesn't mean it's low points. Doesn't mean it's high points, but you need to stop and look at it. Don't just make an assumption because it's vegetarian or vegan that it's automatically low points. That is not necessarily true. I knew a girl that was a vegetarian. I worked with her years ago, and she could not lose weight. And finally one day I said, well, what are you eating? Okay, she wasn't eating any meat of any form, no meat. But this girl was surviving on potato chips, candy, Jell-O. I don't remember, it wasn't even food. She wasn't even eating real food, but she considered herself and had labeled herself as a vegetarian because she wasn't consuming any meat. Yeah, well, she wasn't consuming any food either. So I don't know what you call that, but a snackitarian or something. But yeah, so that doesn't necessarily mean that it's lower, that it's low fat. If it says light and it's spelled L-I-T-E, that's usually somebody trying to get away with something. So they're trying to say it's light. Well, light might mean that it's a smaller portion. A lot of things that I see out when they say it's on the light menu, you find the exact same food on the regular menu, and the only reason the regular menu is not considered light is because it's a portion this big, and if they call it light or lighter, sometimes you need to stop and look at them. It doesn't mean it's bad, but you need to stop and look, because sometimes that just means instead of this size portion, that it's this size portion. Well, yeah, that is lighter. It is lighter than this one. It doesn't mean it's low points. It just means it's less calories and less food than the first one, So a smaller portion of the same fatty, high caloric, non-nutritive food does not make it light. But anyway, so those are a few. Sorry, I forgot one of the red light words, buffet. Yeah, remember the buffet pants? Buffet, that's one to try and avoid, or all you can eat, or even all you care to eat. Yeah, that's usually, okay, so those are some yellow light words. Green light food, or green light words. So things that you want to look for. You want to look for grilled. You want to look for fresh. You want to look, because most of the time fresh, like if it's fresh vegetables or fresh caught fish or things like that, usually things that are fresh, and if they're advertised as fresh, they're not smothering them in things. So they normally, they will not be, swimming in butter when you get them, or won't be, covered in creamy things, because usually the point of advertising something as fresh is that it's going to be served to you in pretty close to its original state. So many grilled, fresh, baked, broiled, steamed. Sometimes the word light is good. So just a few of those green light things. And again, they're going to be on that list. It's a long list. It's tall like this. And it's green on the top with the green light words, yellow in the middle with the ones that you might want to stop and look. Just read a little bit more of the information. Doesn't mean they're bad, but look into it. And then the red light words, and the red light words, if you can, walk away. Those are the ones you need to walk away. Okay, so some things that are great to look for especially on the new freestyle plan. So if you go back to www.IfYouHaveAnEgg.com or YouTube.com and watch the Eating Out 101 chat, it's going to have some different points values for some of these things. But some of the things that are especially exciting now on freestyle that you can watch for when you're eating out, Wendy's chili has gone down to, for a small, it's gone down to 3 smart points, and a large is down to 4 smart points. And it used to be, I think, 4 and 7. So I was getting the small. Well, now I get the large every single time. Chick-fil-A, grilled chicken nuggets, you literally cannot go wrong with those. You literally cannot go wrong with the Chick-fil-A grilled chicken nuggets. I mean, you could almost eat a party tray for your daily points. But yeah, those are a safe bet every single time. Chick-fil-A also has the fruit cup, and you can switch the fruit cup out at any meal. You can switch it out. It is an extra charge, but you can swap it out. Cracker Barrel has many grilled chicken options. They have many grilled fish options. A lot of their veggies are lower in points now. Notice I didn't say 0. I do not. Green beans, maybe. Green beans at Cracker Barrel are the only thing that's going to be 0, but a lot of the other veggies are lower points. Like the corn has gone down. Their beans are still 1 point because they do have meat in them. They're cooked with meat, but it's going to be much lower point values. So a lot of places like that. Taco Bell has some of the fresco menu items. So yeah, you've got a lot of choices as far as fast food and some of the more family style sit down places. Okay, but let me warn you, watch out for, small steaks are something that people overlook at a bigger restaurant. Small steaks sometimes are a great option if you can't find anything else on the menu, but watch out for butter. I don't know why. A lot of places might have really good steaks and they might cook them really well, but for some reason they either come with like a giant pat, 2 tablespoon pat of butter on top, like herbed butter sauce or, you know, something like that, or they'll have some kind of cream, you know, sauce or whatever poured on them. So watch out for that. Watch out for, okay, look at me. Everybody's looking at me, right? You are looking me in the eye right now as I'm talking. So I know this isn't live, but I need you all to show me, raise your hand, say I'm looking at you, show me some eyeballs, something that you're listening to me. Watch out for salads. I do not know why. All normal civilian people think that salads are what you're supposed to eat when you're on a diet. Everybody, when they first start a diet, think it's salads. A lot of people that have been on a diet or a weight loss journey or whatever, you know, it doesn't matter what the plan is, Weight Watchers, Jenny Craig, whatever it is, your own, what's the new one? Doctor's Weight Loss. It was called Physician's Weight Loss when I did it a million years ago. Doesn't matter what. For some reason, everybody, you know, just has this thing of, oh, a salad. I should order a salad. These are the only 2 surprises I'm going to tell you about. The others, you'll have to go back to the Eating Out 101 chat. Again, that's on www.ifyouhaveanegg.com or on YouTube. These are the only 2 surprises I'm going to tell you about in this chat, though. A Zaxby's chicken salad sandwich meal. So it's chicken salad. And I hear people all the time go, oh, it's chicken salad. It's a salad. That is not a salad. That is not a salad at all. It's 31 smart points. 31. That's more than most of us get for the whole day. So yeah, the word salad being in there, that it's not a salad. It's not a salad and it's definitely not low points. The other one, and this one's my very favorite surprise to tell people because I used to eat this almost every single week. Back when I worked for my dad, we would go to Chili's almost every single week. And every single time we went to Chili's, I always got this salad and felt so proud of myself and so empowered for getting a salad while everybody else was getting things smothered in cheese and they were getting things, you know, dips and hamburgers and french fries and things. And I was so proud of myself for getting a salad. A Chili's quesadilla explosion salad. I'm just going to pause for a moment and let y'all guess. So down here in the comments, even if you're watching this on YouTube, if you're watching this on Facebook, or if you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and guess how many, don't cheat, don't look it up. Guess how many points a Chili's quesadilla explosion salad has. I'm just going to give you all a moment to just decide how many that is. Yeah, 40. 40 points. Okay, some much better options. I want y'all to guess on this too though. Okay, so if you had a choice, you know how many smart points you have in a day. You know where you're going to go eat. You've already made the decision. All you got to do is decide when you get there. So your kids, you know, you've been at sports practice all morning. It's Saturday. Saturday morning, kids have been at sports practice or you're getting ready to go and everybody's screaming, McDonald's, McDonald's, or Mickey D's. You know, that's the only place they want to go. So, you know you're going to McDonald's. You've got time to decide. You're not there yet. You're not up to the drive-thru yet. You can still decide. What do you get? Do you choose an Egg McMuffin, just a regular Egg McMuffin like it comes, or an Egg White Delight, or a fruit and yogurt parfait? So I'm just going to sit here for a minute. La, 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 la. Which of those would be your best choice for your smart points value? And even though this is not live, I've been talking for 38 minutes. So I'm going to get a sip while y'all are thinking. Are you getting an Egg McMuffin and an Egg White Delight or a fruit and yogurt parfait? Which one of those is the best value, you know, best smart point value? Yeah, any of the 3. All 3 of those are 7 smart points each. So a regular Egg McMuffin is 7 smart points, an Egg White Delight is 7 smart points, and a fruit and yogurt parfait. Those are each 7 smart points. So any of those 3 would be fine. Okay, next trip out. So y'all are done with the sports or co-workers headed out to pick up some food and bring back, you know, for lunch for everybody. Which of these 3 would be your best option? So again, McDonald's, because so many people head there. So McDonald's chicken nuggets, 10 McDonald's chicken nuggets, or 12 Chick-fil-A grilled chicken nuggets, or 10 Wendy's chicken nuggets. So however you feel about any of these places, which one do you think? So 10 McDonald's chicken nuggets, just regular McNuggets like they come, no sauce. I didn't say any sauces on any of these. 10 McDonald's chicken nuggets, 12 Chick-fil-A grilled chicken nuggets or 10 Wendy's chicken nuggets? Which one? I want to see some answers below. Because remember, tonight, when all this is over, I'm going to go back and check this and see who answered. Okay. Already cheated and told you a few minutes ago. It's going to be the Chick-fil-A grilled chicken nuggets. 12 Chick-fil-A grilled chicken nuggets is 1 smart point. 1 smart point. And they're delicious. So I can't figure out what magic they have in them, but they're delicious. So let's say it's Sunday and you have to pick between the other two because you can't go to Chick-fil-A on Sunday. 10 McDonald's chicken nuggets are 12 smart points. Okay, that's bad enough. That's already bad news. 10 Wendy's chicken nuggets are 13. So because I'm a little biased against McDonald's, even though I eat there often, I would have said theirs were higher, but Wendy's is higher in smart points. Okay, last one. Again, coworker's gone out, you're tired, you're gonna stop and pick something up on the way home from work, whatever. Which of these would be better, is a better deal for your smart point buck? Taco Bell, 2 Fresco chicken soft tacos, 2 of them, not just 1, 2 Fresco chicken soft tacos, or a Wendy's grilled chicken sandwich, just a grilled chicken sandwich, not the club, just the regular grilled chicken sandwich, or a Zaxby's grilled house salad, and that's without dressing. So Taco Bell, 2 Fresco chicken soft tacos, or Wendy's grilled chicken sandwich, or Zaxby's grilled house salad without dressing. Because let's pretend you're picking this up to bring it home and you're going to use your own dressing. Okay, which of those 3 do you think is the better option for eating out? Answers. I want to see some answers, some comments. If you're watching this on Facebook, it's really easy to comment. If you're watching this on YouTube, guess what? You can comment and I will see them. Okay, Taco Bell, 2 Fresco chicken soft tacos. That's 2 of them, not just 1, 2 of them. 6 smart points. A Wendy's grilled chicken sandwich is 7 smart points, and a Zaxby's grilled house salad is 14, and that's without the dressing. So I'm going to Taco Bell or to Wendy's. Yeah, but Taco Bell. So a lot of people don't think about that. You think, oh, Taco Bell, it's just, it's just tacos. I'm not going to be able to find anything, that I can eat. And it's going to be a problem. So I don't know who has civilian friends that don't like Taco Bell, but when I can choose Taco Bell, everybody's like, awesome, because they're thinking, we're not doing Weight Watchers today. Little do they know. Okay, the last thing I'm going to talk about before we go is, because even without you all here to distract me, I've still managed to talk 42 minutes. Okay, so 3 little bit bigger picture meal plans that you could do. So you're not picking up food, you don't have the kids with you, you're going out for a nice meal with your spouse or with some friends, whatever. It's going to be a little bit nicer atmosphere, and you're thinking, okay, we're not just talking 2 soft tacos here, we're talking a meal, and it's going to be a meal with a theme, or at a special place or whatever. It's not what on earth am I going to pick? And if you didn't go back and do your think, feel, do from last week, this one's a really easy one when you think, oh, we're going to a real restaurant. I have to wear real clothes. I can't wear my pajamas and go through the drive-thru. This is a real restaurant. That's where that think, feel, do, people think, oh my gosh, it's a real restaurant. I feel like everybody's going to be staring at me. There's not going to be anything I can eat. All eyes, everybody in the restaurant is going to turn around and look at me and go, she's doing something weird. I think she must be on Weight Watchers or some crazy diet plan because she's getting something different from everyone else. And then you do what you've done so many times before and what I've done so many times before and said, forget it, I'm just going to eat what everybody else does. Okay, here's 3 different restaurants. Surely to goodness you have one of these restaurants in your area or you have something similar, but 3 different restaurants and a meal that you can enjoy. They're delicious. No one is going to know. No one is going to say, oh, look what she's having to eat. I promise you, all 3 of these, they're going to fill up your plate. They're going to look great. You're going to enjoy them. And you know what? Somebody else might want the same thing just because they are going to be so good. Okay, Chili's. They have a new light, it's called Lighter Choice Guiltless Grill. Still watch them. Still watch them, because what they're considering a lighter choice and a guiltless grill is not necessarily still great on the smart points. You still need to pay attention to them. But that one, super easy to order. Again, it looks great. And this is a full, I mean, this is like a restaurant eating out size full plate of food. The margarita grilled chicken on the lighter choice guiltless grill menu is 8 smart points. Pair it with steamed broccoli, which is 0. Be sure, though, this is the only thing I'm going to ask you to do, is steamed broccoli should not have any butter, but just check and say, I just wanted to check and make sure that y'all don't steam that with broccoli. Again, not a big deal. A lot of people have other dietary restrictions, you know, other things outside of Weight Watchers that A, are none of anybody's business, and B, it's okay for you to ask. So the margarita grilled chicken, 8 smart points. That's on the lighter choice guiltless grill menu. Steamed broccoli, 0 smart points. Black beans are 1 smart point, and rice is 4 smart points. So if you add all that together, you've got 8, 9, 10, 11, let's see, hold on. You have 8, 12, 13, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so that is 13 smart points for that whole meal. So you've got a big piece of chicken, a chicken breast, margarita grilled chicken breast, steamed broccoli, black beans, and rice, and that's only 13 smart points. Most people, I shouldn't say most people, I would have 13 smart points left every single day for dinner because that's my biggest meal of the day. If you're going for lunch, that actually might be a lot of food, you know, for lunch. But 13 smart points. So even if you're out of smart points or whatever, if you've rolled some over, I mean, 13, that's not hard to come up with. Delicious meal. Olive Garden. So the first one, Chili's, I would consider to be just an American style, you know, food. Olive Garden, obviously, is Italian. Olive Garden, people start panicking on me. Oh my gosh, it's got to be pasta, and the pasta's going to be high in points, and you know, and I'm never going to make it. And okay, they have an herb grilled salmon for 7 smart points. You can get the pasta e fagioli, and I know Italian people, I'm not saying that correctly, but anyway, pasta e fagioli soup. You can get a cup of that soup for 2 smart points. The house salad, you can ask for the low-fat dressing, so don't eat what came in the big bowl for everybody else. Ask for your own house salad. It's the same house salad, but ask for the low-fat dressing. That's 2 smart points. So all that together, you still have room for 1 breadstick, which is 4 smart points. So if you have the herb grilled salmon for 7, 1 breadstick for 4, the pasta e fagioli soup, which you could have that, you know, before when everybody else is, you know, digging into that giant bowl of salad, and then you can get a house salad with low-fat dressing. All of that is only 15 smart points. 15. Again, surely to goodness, if you were going somewhere like this, you knew you were going, you could plan a little bit ahead. 15 is not that many points. 15 is all that at Olive Garden. That's less points, and I'm going to pick on McDonald's again, but all of that from Olive Garden, including the breadstick, that is less smart points than like a Big Mac from McDonald's. And that's food. That's actual food that you could sit down with a real, you know, a cloth napkin, friends, and a fork and eat. And for some of you, that even leaves points for wine. So how fabulous is that? Okay, and the last one is P.F. Chang's, or, you know, somewhere similar to that. So at P.F. Chang's, if you start out your meal with a cup, not a bowl, if you start out your meal with a cup of the hot and sour soup, and I believe also the egg drop soup, both of those, I prefer hot and sour, so that's the only one I know. That does not include the little crunchies, so don't get excited on me. That's the soup, which is delicious without the crunchies. But a cup of that soup is 1 smart point. Their Buddha's Feast stir-fried. If you're vegetarian, that's a vegetarian meal. But if you get the Buddha's Feast, and if you're not vegetarian, it's still delicious. But the Buddha's Feast, if you get it stir-fried, that is 10 smart points. And then you could get the 1 serving of either brown or white rice. You don't have to eat brown rice. You can get white rice as the same number of points. So 1 serving of brown or white rice is 5 smart points. So that would be a 16-point meal. So you could get a cup of hot and sour soup to eat as, you know, as an appetizer, a Buddha's Feast stir-fried, and 1 serving of either brown or white rice, and that's only 16 smart points. There you go. Ta-da. You didn't just blow your meal. You didn't get, so you could actually have, here, let's do some quick math here. So 13, 15, and 16. How much is that all together, John? 13 plus 15 plus 16 is 30.
44.
Okay. All 3 of those meals let's just recap here real quick. How many? 44? Okay, all 3 of those meals together is 44. So even if you went to breakfast at Chili's and had a guiltless grill, margarita grilled chicken, steamed broccoli, black beans, and rice, and then went to Olive Garden for lunch and had herb grilled salmon, 1 breadstick, pasta e fagioli, soup, and a house salad with low-fat dressing, and then went to P.F. Chang's for supper and had hot and sour soup, a cup of hot and sour soup, Buddhist feast stir-fried, and brown or white rice, that would only be 4 points more than that quesadilla explosion salad. Okay, is this making sense? Okay, here's your homework for this week. First, your homework is comment something here. If you're on Facebook, say hi. I promise I'll say hi back. Say hi. Make some comment on something that we've done here. If you're on YouTube, you can still say hi, you can comment. Please subscribe so that you'll get more of these. And your homework is, I want you to go out to eat. Yeah, how hard is that? I want every one of y'all to either go out to eat, get carry out, have somebody bring it to you, have somebody pick it up at work, whatever, but I want you to tell me, and I'm serious, I want you to tell me in the comments later or make a new post that you went out to eat, you took the challenge and you went out to eat or had it brought in, and what you got and how many smart points it was. Because I think a lot of y'all are going to be surprised that what everybody's going to come up with here on your choices. You know, some of you are going to have local things, other restaurants that we don't have around here, but I want to see what y'all came up with. So that's your homework for the week. Next week is Daytona week. So let's see, this week we're not live because, again, funeral arrangements and plans and all that stuff, and we need to be with Alan and Casey during that. Next week is Daytona week, and it's Alyssa's baptism. So I'm planning on having a live chat. We may have Alyssa and Dusty in the middle of it, so it may be a free-for-all because, so we go to Alyssa's baptism next Sunday morning, then Daytona 500 starts sometime in the afternoon, and pretty sure that Casey and Ellen are still going to have a Daytona party at their house, and if they are, then we may have Alyssa and Dusty here for the chat. So that'll be lots of fun. Let me see. Let me grab Dusty real quick, just because I know y'all are going to be saying at the end of this, even though it's not live, you're going to be saying, "Where's Dusty?" So let me, oh, and he's getting up. He hears me. Hold on just a second. Here, buddy. Okay. So here he is. He's freshly bathed. John gave him a bath last night, so he's freshly bathed and clean. Smelling good, smelling a lot better than he did yesterday. Whew, he was ripe yesterday. But anyway, so Dusty wants y'all to go out and eat. And if you live downtown somewhere, like we live down here in Knoxville, if you have much better weather than we do, take your puppy to eat too. That's always fun. Yeah, and it distracts you from eating too much food if you have your dog with you, maybe. Okay, so everybody have a great week. I'll see you next week, hopefully. And yeah, don't forget to comment or subscribe. See you next week. Bye.